Welcome to This Is My Architecture. I'm Santiago, and I'm joined today by Everin from Trulia Rentals. Everin, thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Trulia Rentals?
Sure. Trulia Rentals provides top-notch real estate information for renters and landlords.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to look at today.
Sure. What we're looking at here is the lead system refactor for Trulia Rentals. We have a legacy lead system here full of cobwebs and doorways that lead nowhere, and we're basically working to replace that with a serverless architecture.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what a lead is here.
A lead is basically a consumer expressing interest in a property.
Okay, great. So let's start here from the top here. So you have the legacy system. How does that communicate here with API Gateway?
Sure. What we're doing is we're funneling leads out of the old system into API Gateway. Okay. From there, we pre-process it using a Lambda. This sort of cleans up the data before we take it into the persistent store S3.
Perfect. So we have kind of API gateway to this persistent storage, high durability type of storage. I see there's a Lambda here. I'm assuming this is some event that gets triggered from that?
It is. It's actually a trigger that takes leads off of the S3 bucket and puts them into SQS in the form of an event.
Great. So we have SQS, and then event gets triggered. The lead itself is put into SQS. There's another Lambda function here. What are we doing with this one here?
Yeah, this is a CloudWatch trigger that runs every 5 minutes. It essentially wakes up every 5 minutes and picks up a bunch of events off the queue, and it sends those events into step functions. Okay.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about these step functions. So what exactly kind of steps do you actually have in here as part of this kind of step machine?
Step functions are great. They're basically what makes this system so powerful. Mm-hmm. We use step functions to encapsulate business logic in a really simple way.
Okay. I also see here there's some DynamoDB. What are we using DynamoDB in this case?
Okay, so our primary step function is for processing the leads. And what we use Dynamo for is basically to dedupe the leads.
Okay. So I see that you have these step functions here, but I see these other step functions over here. Can you tell me a little bit about what these are for?
Sure. In addition to our primary step function, which processes the leads, we've got two other step functions. One's for replay, and replay basically handles the error logic. Okay. What happens is sometimes leads will end up in the dead letter queue over here, and we need to pick those out of there and reprocess them. So that's what replay does. And the second step function, or the third step function, if you will, is for aggregation. What we do is aggregate leads on a daily basis for data warehouse, data science, and analytics.
Great. So it looks like you cover kind of different use cases for the step functions. Thank you for being with us today.
And thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching This Is My Architecture.